Is intelligence hereditary? Does that sound like a really stupid question, or...?
I think it probably is to an extent. It's a bit hereditary, and it's a bit to do with how you were brought up, and it's a bit to do with things that you do for yourself. I mean, certainly I know that with quiz knowledge, you can improve your quiz knowledge.
Yeah.
You know, I went up the rankings quite fast in about 2009,
You have to have
2010.
a very good memory, I assume, because I can understand things, but I can't always retain that knowledge. I can't...
Yeah, there are times when I have realised that I have to try and remember something. I was at a quiz just on Saturday, and there were 2 questions where I thought, I have been asked this question quite recently, and I got it wrong then, and I still can't remember
the question.
Yeah, one of them was... It's a Dr. Seuss question. There's a Dr. Seuss book that mentions some sort of strange gooey material, and what is it called? It's called oobleck.
Remember that. Next time you're in
I have now been asked that twice, and I have not been able to remember either time, but I do remember it now.
When someone asks them something, they're like Google.
Yeah.
Their recall is like that. If someone asks me, I feel like... You know that Two Ronnies sketch when he goes off to get the fork handles?
Yes.
I've got someone in my head sort of lumbering off to go and get the
into the filing cabinet. Somewhere.
I've got pretty good recall. It's not as good as Mark Lebet's. I mean, you do not want to be facing Mark on the buzzer. You do not... If you're going to rack up a high score in the final chase, the one you don't want to be facing is Mark, because he is someone who can chase that down.
And there's also a difference, isn't there, between intelligence and knowledge?
Yes, there is.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. And you can be very intelligent and just not know very much because you've never actually bothered to learn very much.
Yeah.
You spoke last time you were on about how your Asperger's has actually helped you with quizzing as well.
In a way, yes, because when you're on the autistic spectrum, one of the things that you do, it's what's called perseverating. You get interested in something, and you just get really interested. You have to know everything about it. You just go completely down the rabbit hole, and you can't think about anything else. You have to learn everything there is to know about this particular subject. And I find it takes me about 6 weeks before it's kind of dwindled to the state of an interest and not an obsession. But by that time, you know, I have now got a special subject that I know a ton of stuff about.
Yeah. How about that? How does that affect you personally? Because obviously there's huge upsides to having Asperger's.
Yeah, the perseverations, for example, since I got the job on the chase, there is an awful lot of stuff I have simply avoided because I've thought, I am going to get obsessed with that.
Right.
I could very easily... I've never watched Game of Thrones. I would love to, but I daren't. I will just disappear.
What about relationships with people?
Personal relationships.
That's been a problem in a number of ways. I mean, one thing it took me a long time to work out was that I was failing to pick up signals from people. You know, I would think, well, I really quite like this guy, but he doesn't seem to be interested. And it was literally years later that I would think about it and think, no, wait a minute, actually, that was him indicating his interest. And I just sort of went, duh. And
what about now? Because of that, have you learnt to recognise the interest?
Yes, I think so, to a greater extent. You know, kind of helps I'm more out there.
Are you single at the moment?
I am, yes.
But you like it that way, don't you?
Well, in a sense, I do, to be honest. I really do like my space. You've seen Annie Hall?
Yes,
a long time ago.
Yeah,
if I can remember it.
Remember that moment... how should I put this? Remember that moment when they're having sex and Annie's sort of ghost gets up out of the bed and goes and sits on a chair and waits till it's all over? And the awful thing is, I can really see myself in that. It's dreadful, but...
I'm going to watch that film now.
Yeah, I know.
But I'm going to watch it.
It's just this sense of there's a limit to how far I can kind of be in the moment. Yeah. And this applies to all sorts of things.
Well, listen, you are in the moment on Britain's Brightest Family. I'm so sorry to cut you off because I just want to mention the show again. Wednesday night, 8 o'clock on ITV.
And congratulations on having your own show.
Thank you.
Yes. And Hegerty, everybody.